Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Fishing Planet. I know I've been doing a lot of vintage story on my channel lately. I've been having a lot of fun playing it, but one of you guys reached out to me in the comments and said, "Hey, when's the next episode of Fishing Planet?" And because someone asked, I promised that I would get one up. So we're here looking at a good point in the peak. I did have to rebuy my license, which sucked, but I guess we're just gonna head on in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. We got the spot. This is just such a reliable spot when it comes to catching bass, especially early morning and late in the evening. And with the minnows, we do tend to pick up the trophies. Our minnows good and lively out there. If there's anything looking for breakfast, we should be in pretty good shape. And we got a wake out there. A little bit of a wake and a roll. Let's move it a little bit, wake them up. We should be in the fishing peak. Should be no reason for them to be finicky, that's for sure. There, it's looking like, yeah, I don't think that was me. I think we might have some attention here. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. There it goes. Just gonna hold him for a moment. See if I can turn him. I gotta get him in a position where I can see him jump. So when he jumps, I can drop fast and take line like that. See, that gives us a little line back. But I really enjoy this. Real life, I'm not much of a bass fisherman, but I'm at that equipment level where I'm relatively safe setting the hook and trying to bring him in, but I know I'm going to have to work for it. There, we got us some line back. Oh, you. If I can keep him at the surface, keep pressure on him. If he can't get any purchase on water, he can't run. There, big boy. I think that may be our first Florida gar. Come on. He's an ornery feller. No doubt about it. There. Oh, there he is. Florida gar. I like it. All right, we're going to keep him. And we're going to, Devoted to have a certain number of active fishing days. Okay. Actually, let's see if there's a trophy or unique bass hanging right off the boat here. With the there's a glowing lure, and it's great at night for gar and for unique and trophy bass. Back when they used to pay gold for trophies, we used to come here and farm the crap out of them. I'm definitely going to be here a while. It's pretty much a matter of we got to hit level 10, open up the next map, and I'd like to make back some of the ridiculous money it costs for the license and stuff here. Biggest problem is we don't have a particularly big bank account right now. So upgrading equipment and paying travel fees and all that, kind of tough. But, you know, I made the decision to do a moneyless playthrough, doing the same thing with the Hunter Classic, doing a no money playthrough, but at least in the Hunter Classic, they have community events, you know, where all you have to do is participate at a basic level and you get stuff, you know. I don't think this is a unique. He's giving us a fight, but nothing like that gar gave us. He's turned out to be a bit more of a fight than I expected. I thought we had just gotten an adult bass, not a trophy or anything. He might be a trophy. These small minnows are dynamite down here when in this bass spot. Yeah, he's definitely found his chutzpah. Just hold him here for a minute. Let him wear himself out a bit. There, we got him out of the water. Yep, it's just a largemouth, but that's, you know, $299, which is nothing to scoff at. That is for sure. Now, cast into one more spot I've found to be fairly reliable, which is right back in this corner here. But more often than not, back here, I pick up the peacock bass, which is why I fish that spot. And also, there's brown bullheads in there. You will occasionally run into brown bullheads right in that little pocket there. If there were pike in this neighborhood, there would be some big pike laying up in there. I just unfortunately don't think I'm really equipped to try fishing, you know, tarpon or you know, some of the really big stuff. I mean, you see how hard we struggle with the bass with our current setup. And I do have my bottom rods, you know, ready to go and stuff. But the thing is I find that as soon as I start putting out multiple rods, things go bonkers. So I usually end up losing fish. So I was a little worried about that. There we go. had kind of a funny lean to it, and I thought we might have snagged. Take up my slack here a little bit. See, now we got that lean again. And I think I'm just going to bring it in. Try something a little different. So we tried the lilies over there where we see the rolling. Well, there's also often rolling right out in here, right in the mid-channel. I think we're more likely to catch gar there than bigmouth, but I think we'll give it a try. Just don't know these waters as well as I know the other maps. There's a couple of maps in the game that once I manage to grind through them to, you know, make my progress, I don't tend to go back to them. And some of them are just really high level to get to and not interesting enough for me to grind my little brain out to unlock them. Probably have unlocked at least one more European map. I don't know. Or have one coming up. Once we unlock the river with the boat is excellent. Thanks to Tiber. Well, our minnow's getting active. Maybe we got something taking interest. Maybe try a couple casts with Rapala or something after this next fish here. You know, normally in my videos I cut out the stuff in between catching the fish, but I think I'd rather just hang out with you and fish, you know, so. Awful quiet out there. Let's bring it in a little closer to these lilies here. See if maybe we draw somebody's attention from there. Like to get a little closer even yet. Yeah, looks like that's about as good as it's going to get. Nah, heck with it. I'm bringing her in. See, there's activity out there, so I really honestly expected. Now this is a lift and drop at basically the lowest speed that we can run this lure. We want the lure in the water a good long time. And a lot of times things will follow it along as it does its lift and drop. And then when you switch over and start straight reeling it in, they'll hit it. There he is. Howdy, Pilgrim. Really curious what took it. I haven't quite seen him yet. I mean, it's certainly jumping like a bass. Probably a young bass. I don't know. This is only a half-ounce 3/0, so. Well, he runs straight at us. That was helpful. Get some real pressure on him. He doesn't seem to be giving us as much of a fight as the other ones have. Whoa, now he's coming straight at us. Come here, you. Yeah, I think we might have like a young bass here. Well, actually, I think we might have a peacock bass here. Whatever he is, he's not very big. There he is. So that's our first peacock bass down here. So today we got our first gar and we got our first peacock bass. That's awesome. Wonder how our keep net's doing here. 24-33. We don't have a lot of space left. Well, we know we can pick up peacock bass with those. Let's and I got to try it. You know, sorry about that. Knocked something off my desk. There we go. The Daredevil lure is, of course, you know, my go-to lure. And in the real world, you got it. If you don't have one in your tackle box, if you're from the Midwest, you're just not considered a real fisherman if you don't have a Daredevil and a Rapala, you know. So I always got to give it a go. Some places it kills, some places it doesn't. It just kind of depends. There, that's a little more what I was expecting. Again, it's only a ½ ounce, so not a real big lure. Big enough to get the interest of bigger fish, but it's only, you know, it's got that 2/0 on it. Yeah, I think he's. Is that another peacock? He's coming in easy like it is. Or is he just a small bass? What we got here? I know he's an adult largemouth, I guess. Maybe I don't know. He just was much easier to fight than the other one. Oh, let me see you fish. We're working towards breaking even here. I was already here from my last episode, so I did have to buy a new license. I think we can probably fit 2 more fish in, maybe. If we get lucky and, you know, get a big one as the last fish or something, that would help a little bit, but you know, they really have refined the mechanics of the lift and drop in this game. Back towards the beginning of things, it was really, I don't know, I don't want to say gimmicky, but gimmicky. Water lily. Well, think out of the box here for a moment. See what we pull out of that corner. But anyway, so yeah, they've really refined the lift and drop. It used to be kind of gimmicky. You just had to kind of fiddle the buttons right. And now you've actually got to make the proper rod motion and take up the slack at the right pace. So I'm right-clicking as I pull the rod to the left and then taking up the slack, trying to time it so I finish taking up the slack about the time that the lure touches the bottom. Now that we're closer in, I'll hold that lift and drop for a moment at least. Now it's straight slow. Dive down. Anything was swallowing it probably would have taken it on straight and slow. So. What's that? I think I was seeing things. I thought we might have had a follow, but I don't think so. Well, yeah, they definitely seem to be much more responsive to the live minnows on float today than anything else. So let's see if we can manage to pull one more good one out of here, or maybe another gar. We shall see. And then what I'll do is I'll end the episode after we catch this next fish, but then I'll stay here and play for a while and do a second episode. Make sure that I got another one to put up for y'all relatively soon. Minnows fairly active. There's many other things we could be swapping around and trying, but quite honestly, having a chance of catching a trophy, this is probably my best option with what I've got with me, you know. I think we may have a visitor. The minnow's getting pretty agitated. Come on now. Boom, there he is. He's a sprite little thing, whatever he is. I also want to catch some of the smaller species here. You know, get a line in the water to catch warmouth and things like that. But, oh, advancement Bassmaster, huh? Well, we'll certainly keep him. See what species we got here. I don't recall all. I know, yeah, bluegills. Oh, that's right. There's bowfin here. I forgot about that. Bullheads and peacock bass, channel cats, common snook, Florida gar, gaff top. I forgot about that catfish. Shiners, of course. The Oscars. That's right. Oscars and warmouth. Red ear. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of interesting species here. I think in our next one, what we'll do is we'll fish right off the end of the dock here. We'll gear up correctly to try to maybe pull up one of those cats, and I don't know, they get pretty big here. I'm a little worried about that. You know, and a warmouth and an Oscar, and just make sure we try to take at least one of everything. The snook and the tarpon are kind of scary to think about getting on this light tackle, but you never know. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Sorry it's been a while, and as I will make sure and get at least another session recorded for you guys just to make sure I can get it on up. I'm going to start putting up my other type of videos, you know, my hunting and fishing videos here now. It's just I had life. I'm not going to go into how lifey life has been, but just say that I only had time to put up one thing a day. Maybe I'll do like a state of the channel address or some crap, but either way, I got some things coming up in the near future that are going to be kind of rough, so I'm not having quite as much time as I usually do. But if God is kind and the dam don't break, I should be through it relatively soon, and then I'll explain to y'all what's been going on. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one.